Hello and welcome everyone. This is Type V3 with an SH Figuarts review of Wild Tiger and Barnaby Brooks Jr., otherwise known as Hero TV's most popular duo, Tiger and Bunny. When it comes to robot suits, few come close to matching the sleekness that this pair offer. The detailed lining is crisp and the paint apps are clean in application. Even the Tampograph sponsorship logos are impressive. A variety of textures are found on these figures as well. Metallic, glossy, and matte finishes can be found throughout the pair, and the variation of transparent plastics are a welcome inclusion. Bunny shoulder pads, for instance, are probably one of the most interesting things I've ever seen on a toy. It's also worth noting that because these are robot suits, the jointing actually seems in line with the design, and they don't break the silhouette or cohesiveness of the sculpt at all. These Figuarts look like they came right out of the anime. Now, despite sharing the same basic core design, no two pieces are shared between Tiger and Bunny. Delving deeper also reveals which aesthetic area each figure excels at most. Wild Tiger takes a subtle approach with most of his highlights stemming from translucent green plastic lines that run throughout his body. Barnaby, on the other hand, abandons subtlety altogether and has the bulk of his suit covered in an eye-catching coat of metallic pink paint. Regardless of which method you find superior, I always enjoy seeing major differences between similar products. SH Figuarts have a lot of articulation, and Tiger and Bunny are no exception to that rule. Now, for starters, these are essentially the same toy, so I'm only going to deal with one when it comes to articulation, and it'll be Bunny since he has a little bit more to offer. Now, the neck is on two ball joints, one at the base and one at the top, which in concept allows for great articulation, but you can tell these guys both suffer from these super high collars, and that means there's basically no upwards motion and no tilting. But for what's there, it's pretty good still. The shoulder pads, you can tell, are connected on the arm and not the torso, so they will follow when you do the 360 movement. And the shoulders themselves are on the ball joint within a ball jointed socket, so that's really nice. There's a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and of course, ball jointed wrists. And even these arm guards here have a little bit of movement. On Bunny only, just be careful because these shoulder pads tend to get stuck underneath them or stick out, so it's just something to watch out for. The upper torso has some pretty good range there, as does the waist, and it's pretty good in tandem with each other. I'm not really complaining too much there. Bunny has these sort of wing things, which are just on simple ball joints. They can't do much range, but they can allow for some interesting action poses. The hips are Figuarts style hips in that you pull them down and you can get them to go even further, and they got the nice thigh swivel there too. Double jointed knees, which have pretty good range, and the ankles themselves have the tilt. You can move them side to side. There's a little bit of a toe bend there. But the thing to point out is that they are die-cast. Both these figures have die-cast feet, which means they have great balance, especially since they're very top-heavy because of their broad chests. And it means that they can just, basically hit up any pose that you give them, and they'll do it with ease. In total, I will say that when it comes to Figuarts articulation, these guys are pretty average. They are not the best that I've seen in the line, especially when it comes to like Sentai and Kamen Rider figures. You can tell these two do suffer a lot in their range just because of their basic design as robot suits or anime Iron Man, as I like to put it. And I don't find it, though, that it's all too bad, considering they can still pull off most, if not all, the poses you see in the anime. And while they are not the most articulated Figuarts, they get pretty close to some of the best out there, and I can't say I'm disappointed with what's offered here. On the accessory front, there's not very much to say. In terms of hands, all you're getting are fists and open palms. Pointing fingers or thumbs up would have been nice, but they're not missed all that much here. As for character-specific accessories, Bunny gets a replaceable arm guard that carries the Amazon logo, as opposed to the Crusade one he comes equipped with. I prefer this one just for the sake of diversity, but there's not much else to say on it. Tiger comes with his wild shoot grappling guns and a pair of gripping hands to support them. These armaments look cool, but getting them attached is a tedious affair, since it involves the disassembly of the figure's forearm. Next, both Tiger and Bunny come with their good luck mode parts, and from a quick glance it's easy to see where a good bulk of the budget went for these Figuarts. Both super enhanced limbs are incredible in pure aesthetics alone, and are easily some of the best accessories to be included with a toy. Unfortunately, attaching them to either figure is a scary process, since it basically involves ripping off a limb. I recommend going slow the first time. Still, when attached, you can't help but feel like something awesome is gonna happen. Finally, each figure comes with its own customized display stand. They both support Tiger and Bunny great and give you the ability to perform any number of flight poses. Of course, the real treat is their inclusion at all, since most often Bandai asks that you buy your SH Figuart display stands separately. Over the years, there have been a multitude of great action figures to come out of SH Figuarts, but I found that Wild Tiger and Barnaby Brooks Jr. are the two that best represent what the toy line aims to offer. They're beautiful to look at and just so much fun to play with. Sure, arguments can still be made against them. Figures with better articulation exist, others have greater accessory count, and with Tiger and Bunny each costing $40, they're at least $10 more expensive than the average. But despite all that, I still think that these two are the greatest overall package. They are the finest in balancing functionality and form. All the included accessories are meaningful, and the addition of customized display stands makes the appeal of this set even sweeter. For me, this is the pair I always return to when evaluating other SH Figuarts. They are the benchmark, and I couldn't recommend them more. Anyways, this has been Type V3. Thanks for watching, and if you're only interested in getting one of these two, do yourself a favor and just get both. Because whether you're an SH Figuarts rookie or veteran, these are two figures that need to be in every collection.